Welcome back to ToyMatt. Today we're kicking off a brand new series where we trace the history of vintage Kenner Star Wars weapon accessories, from the toy shelf all the way back to the real world gear that inspired them. Today we're starting with one of the most surprising examples, Princess Leia's blaster. If you own the original 1978 Leia Organa action figure, you probably remember and lost this little thing. Her tiny blue pistol, barely the size of your fingernail, but that little piece of plastic, it's got quite a story to tell. Let's follow the path from real firearm to movie prop to toy accessory. It all starts in the Soviet Union in the early 1950s with a Margolin MCM, a 22 caliber target pistol designed for competitive shooting. This wasn't a military weapon or a battlefield sidearm. It was meant for accuracy, used in Olympic-style target shooting. Designed by Mikhail Margolin, who, by the way, was blind when he created it, the MCM had a distinct silhouette, small frame, long barrel, and weirdly futuristic look compared to Western handguns of the time. Fast forward to 1976, George Lucas and his crew are building the world of Star Wars and need futuristic weapons that still feel grounded in reality. Rather than designing new guns from scratch, the prop team modified real-world firearms to create more believable sci-fi blasters and move away from the ray gun designs of earlier sci-fi serials. In Leia's case, they started with the Margolin MCM. They dressed up the Margolin with these cosmetic changes. They removed the front sight, they added a longer muzzle and some greeblies. They then painted it black for a clean, sterile look. The result? A Defender Sporting Blaster, the official in-universe name for Leia's sidearm. When Kenner got to work on the Star Wars toy line, they faced a major challenge. How do you shrink down these complex, often kit-bash props into tiny, injected molded weapons that kids can snap into the hands of a 3 3/4 inch figure? Leia's blaster ended up being one of the smallest accessories in the entire line. But even at that tiny scale, you can still see the silhouette of the Margolin. Of course, the toy isn't super accurate. The proportions are chunkier, the details are lost in the molding, and there was the addition of what appears to be a magazine forward of the grip. But the general shape of the Margolin, the compact grip, the long barrel, it's all still there. And for decades, that little blue plastic pistol was the Leia weapon. So why does this matter? Well, it matters because it shows how the design flowed from real-world utility to cinematic storytelling to childhood imagination. What started as a Soviet target pistol became a weapon of rebellion in a galaxy far, far away, and then shrank down into a toy accessory millions of kids use to recreate that story in their own homes. It's a perfect example of Star Wars' layered history, part film production ingenuity, part Cold War artifact, and part plastic magic. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the history of Leia's blaster, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We've got more toy to prop comparisons coming too, from Hans DL44 to the Imperial staple, the E11 blaster rifle. Until next time, may your blasters never jam and your accessories never go missing. Take it to the ToyMatt.